So now we arrive at Parshat Chayei Sara, and within this Parsha we see Abraham reach the end of his journey. Now, it's often said that when someone comes to the end of something, whether it be the end of a particular process or a journey, or especially the end of someone's life, they somewhat reveal their true nature. We see what's their essence, what's really important to them. And I think that's very true of Avraham Avinu in our Parsha. So I think for us to understand the impact and the import of Avraham Avinu, we need to first of all go all the way back to the very beginning, the creation story itself. And I want to share some ideas and some theories about creation and about how it reflects man's role in the world and how Abraham indeed fulfilled that very role. So if we take a deeper look at the creation story, we can see that Hashem utilized two different methods of creation. The first of which is creating something from nothing, bringing something into this world that didn't exist here at all before. And the second is separating two things that already existed, creating one thing from another. And we can see that throughout the entire creation episode. First of all, for example, we can see with light, Hashem created light and then separated light from darkness. We can see Hashem created waters and then separated the waters. I think there's a very deep and profound message about the role of man that we can learn from this form of creation. That we know that man is created b'tselem Elokim, that we're created in the likeness of Hashem, and that means that we ourselves are also creators. And we also have this ability, these two dual abilities of creation. One, to create things anew, to bring new things into this world that doesn't exist, and two, perhaps more commonly, to take materials that already exist, and by dividing them or working with them or separating them, we can create new beings, new entities within this world. And I think this links into Rob Soloveitchik's theories about the two Adams, about Adam Rishon and Adam Sheni. So we see that we have these two forms of man. The man who creates something, physicality, building, planting, all of these different things. And the man who brings spirituality into the world. And these are the two forms of creation that enables and shows how man is b'tselem Elokim. Now, the rest of Parshat Bereshit seems to be a story of the failure of man in emulating Hashem in doing these things. We see that Adam and Eve, they take before they plant. They take from the tree that they're forbidden from. They see with Cain and Abel, rather than making new life, they take life, they kill life. And we see with the generation, the Dora Mabel, that the words that keep being used are that they're thieves, they're thievery, they're stealing. Why are they stealing? Because they're not fulfilling even their most basic, even the physical act of creation, even the physical creating that makes us b'tselem Elokim. They're not planting, they're not giving, they're not bringing new things to the world. What are they doing? They're simply taking and taking and taking more, and that in of itself is stealing. And that's why they had to be destroyed. And that explains how we see Noah. Noah was a perfect tzaddik in his generation. Why? Not because he was so spiritual, on such a spiritually high level, but because on the physical level, he understood that we had to create, we had to bring, we had to renew. And we can see that with his very first act after the flood. What did he do? He planted a vineyard, albeit with some negative connotations, but he planted, he looked to build, he looked to renew in the physical sense. And that's why Noah was a tzaddik, because he combated the negativity and the thievery of his generation, who failed to create even in a basic physical sense. So what Abraham did was different, and that made him, according to most of Chazal, on a higher madrega, on a higher level, a greater tzaddik, if you will, to Noah, was his generation. It wasn't so much a difficulty with creating, with building. They understood the physical need to build. We see that with the Tower of Bava, for example. What he did was he took the second form of creation, the spiritual creation, bringing new ideas, bringing new life, breathing new ideas, taking them from a different realm, a different world, and bringing them into our world and spreading them throughout the entire world. That's what Abraham did. He was b'tselem Elokim in both senses, both a physical building and also in this spiritual sense. And I think it's most clearly portrayed in our Parshat, Chayei Sara. Because in Chayei Sara, Abraham says very famously, when talking about acquiring the cave of Machpelah, he says, "I am an alien and a resident amongst you." Rob Soloveitchik again explains that he is both similar and different to the people around him. He's similar because he wants to reside and he wants to interact with the people around him, and that's well and good. But he understands that his role, that what he can do, that his powers, his mission as b'tselem Elokim, his mission to emulate Hashem, involves a greater thing, involves being somewhat of an alien, being a stranger, because it involves being in a higher spiritual realm and using and creating, through creating Torah, through bringing Torah to the world. He creates new ideas. Chidushim creates new energy into the world. And that was what Avraham Avinu did. And that was how he fulfilled his role. And so my bracha to everyone is that they should look for ideas themselves and look to bring Torah into the world, and in that way bring a blessing upon everyone. And I hope everyone has an excellent week. Shabbat Shalom, and peace out, brethren.
Hashem echad, hu shemo echad, l'shem u'l'tiferes v'l'tzilah, l'chadon.